Like, you really gotta lose some weight. I need to sip some water. I gotta sip some water. Absolutely, totally. Team Stanley Cup. Embarrassing. All right, y'all, welcome back to another story time video. And I want to start off by saying Happy Black History Month. Pow! I just want to start off by saying that January was a hell of a month and we have made it out, y'all. I want to send a prayer out to all the people who lost their lives, all the families and everyone that's been affected, all the mass deportations that's been going on, y'all, all the airplane crashes, the fires in LA. It has just been a very crazy month. So I just want to go ahead and send out a prayer to everyone that has been affected by this. Let me tell y'all something. Let's just keep our heads up, y'all. We are turning into a cycle of craziness and we just got to keep our heads up and, you know, do what we got to do and focus on us. Definitely enjoy this Black History Month, guys. This is going to be a big one for us. Like, our black quarterback about to get us a W. Go Eagles. Like, I'm super excited about this month. I don't know if anyone feels it. Today is February 1st and I am feeling it in my heart today. Today's story time, as you guys can see in the title, is another good one. So I kind of mixed it up a little bit. I did get a recommendation in my last story time about a story time that I'm going to talk about soon. But I'm going to bring you guys back a little bit further. And I feel like this story time is a good story time, especially because now, if you guys have been watching, I'm doing what I eat in a week videos again. So I'm on a weight loss journey. So this video today is going to be more body positivity and self-confidence. So you always know I got to give y'all a little backstory. Okay? Got to give you a little backstory. So just listen to the backstory. It's really good. So this is a good video today, guys. Hope you guys enjoy. If you have not watched my other story times, make sure you go ahead and click that card and actually go ahead and run that playlist through, guys. If you're on the weekend and ain't got nothing to do, go ahead and run my story time playlist. You'll be pretty surprised of what I got for y'all. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video, baby. And let's get into today's story time. So obviously I did go ahead and do my eyebrows and I did go ahead and just do my base shadow on my eyes, and that's it. I always do it ahead of time now because I talk way too much and don't focus on the makeup. I'm using the One Size foundation or tinting. It's a BB cream in the color Dark 3. So I just put this around. You guys be seeing me put it around. So I'm just gonna put like some around the areas right here. And then kind of like a contour in a way. And then I do just concealer in the middle parts and a little foundation powder. So I usually do this like around my face and not like in the inner parts because I don't really need it. I don't need it here. So I just put like a little concealer and I keep it pushing. So just starting off, I'm using a little foundation and I use it as a contour for my face. I do on the outskirts of my face and not so much the, like, you know, like the inner part, as you guys can tell. I've been doing it like that for a while. So I gotta give you guys like a little backstory for this video. So some of you guys may know or may not know that I've actually been big all my life. And when I mean like big or like overweight or considered obese in the eyes of doctors, especially growing up, they used to throw that word out again over and over again. That whole BMI chart thing is kind of stupid. But I've always been like an overweight person my entire life. I think the most time I've ever had control of being overweight was in high school when I went on a crazy diet freshman year. And I lost like 50 pounds, I think it was. In the summer, came back to school, a completely different person. People didn't even know who I was when I came back to school. So I feel like that was like the one time in my life that I had the most control of my weight because I stayed skinny for a long time after that weight loss in high school. Even up until like, you know, when I was entering my first year of college, I pretty much was like the smaller size dom for a long time in high school. Now, some of you guys don't know this. When I was actually around like maybe like 13 years old or not 13, like 11, it was between 11 and 13. I can't really pinpoint when. I went through a phase when I was anorexic, and when I mean anorexic, y'all, I went from like 140 pounds or 130 pounds and I was down to like 86 pounds. Like I was like really, really small, even though it was, the last time I weighed it was, I was about 86 pounds, but I knew at the time when I was going back for my physical that I was smaller than that because at that time they were telling my mom that that if I wasn't gonna eat, that they were going to have to, like, you know, admit me to the hospital and have me get on a tube feeding because I mean, I was getting so small, losing nutrients. So I had like I had like a small, like a pretty long, it was a pretty long time. I didn't eat for a while. Like I literally would eat the food and then like spit it out, like and I would hide the food that I spit out like behind like the TV. I remember my mom caught me. And if you're Haitian, you know that, like, you know, Haitian people, but like at that time my mom was like, oh, get jobs at manger ti moun mwen, petit mwen, right? Now if you're Haitian, you understand what I'm saying, but I'll give you guys a quick translation. Around that time, my mom thought that someone was doing voodoo on me, on my family, so that's why I was getting skinny or whatever. Yeah, people believe in stuff like that, sure do. So that's why I always tell y'all, I be keeping my mouth closed because the witches and warlocks would try to, you know, do stuff, cast little spells. So around that time, my mom was convinced that somebody was doing something on me. And again, I'm a kid, I don't know anything about that. But I remember one day that I ended up eating food though. It took me maybe like a year or something that I ended up eating food. And I tell you, I was so hungry that day. I can remember I was so hungry. And my mom's, one of my mom's good friends who used to watch us when we were kids, she like made food, like she made like a nice Haitian spread and she dropped it off and I had it. I was the only one at the house. So I remember eating the food. I remember just sitting there looking at the food like, damn girl, you can't keep doing this, girl. Like, I don't know if it was God, I don't know what it was. It was just like, damn girl, you can't, let's just try it. So I ate the food and I swallowed it. Mind you, I wasn't bulimic. I wasn't like I wasn't like making myself throw up the food. I literally was chewing the food and spitting it out. That's what I was doing. So this time I was like, you know what? Let me just do it. And I was so hungry at this point. I remember being so hungry. So what I did was just ate the food and then I was like, okay. And then from that point on, I was just eating. So I did have a period in life when I was anorexic for about a year and I got really small. So I kind of had like weight issues and like body dysmorphia issues for a long time. And again, when I was in high school, I actually kind of like felt like I settled that issue by losing weight and keeping the weight off. I was still eating and stuff like that. Maybe I was like a little bit like, you know, very tight with my dieting, but I still kept that weight off for a very, very long time. So this was kind of like my first adult relationship. I've had boyfriends in high school and stuff like that, you know, like little things with other people, you know, in high school. But this was kind of like my real first adult relationship. So this dude, he's actually Haitian too. I think I mentioned you guys about this guy that I was dating around this time. So this guy was a Haitian dude that I was dating. We were actually boyfriend and girlfriend, obviously, but we were dating. And, you know, everything was cool with us. One thing I can say, looking back at, like, you know, my earlier relationships with guys, is that there was never any substance with the relationship. And I'm going to say that. And it's okay for me to say because, you know, this is an open platform and I'll explain to you guys why I feel like that. Because, like, none of the relationships I had were of substance. And when I say that, literally the people that I dated, especially this guy, it would literally be me going to his house, eating food, watching a movie, and fucking. So I really felt like that's literally what it was when I was dating this guy. I feel like that's the type of relationship I had with this person. There was no substance or anything like that. And looking back at it now, so I gotta get my beauty blender. And my nail just fell off. How disrespectful. All right, y'all, so I did fix my nail and I reapplied a little bit of my Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer. And this is in the color Peanut Butter 6.7R. I absolutely love this. Just to give me like a little extra bright. I'm using for my setting powders the One Size, Laura Mercier, and my favorite one right here, which is the Easy Bake and Set from Huda Beauty. I get this one in the color Cinnamon Bun. I use 3 powders. I'm sorry, I need 3 powders to get me to look snatched to the gods. Around this time I was, you know, I was small, but I was starting to gain weight because I was in a relationship and the person was always wanting to eat. So this person too was gaining weight in the relationship. Like, we both started off like regular, you know, average size people, and then, you know, we started blowing the fuck up. And again, foodie. Everything was about eating, watching movie, fucking, eating, watching movie, fucking. So around that time we started kind of putting on weight, and for some reason, I don't know if y'all ever noticed when you're dating somebody, especially like in a heterosexual relationship, even in a same-sex relationship like me and my girlfriend. Have you ever noticed that when you're gaining weight, when you're dating a dude, the dude will gain weight as fast, but the girl just blows up? Honey, blow up. Like, and I blew up in that relationship, guys. And when I tell you guys, like, I was like, okay, like, it's no big deal because he's gaining weight too. We're literally eating the same food, not realizing that this dude was an athlete. So he was eating mad food and I'm just trying to, like, you know, stick on with him, keep up with him and stuff like that, like an idiot. I don't know what I was thinking around that time. So I think I mentioned this to you guys before. So when I was dating this guy, I was kind of you know, like he was the first person to take my V card or whatever, but I think I mentioned this in the story time that I actually privated because I just kind of felt like icky about the story. I actually ended up like, you know, one night like an idiot getting drunk, and I ended up, you know, messing with somebody else while I was dating this guy. I don't recommend it, but it kind of gave me, I was kind of like a savage after that happened around that time. So while I was dating this guy, I was actually, you know, talking to a girl with other dudes too, whatever. So around that time, again, I had gained weight, but one thing that did not stop for me, which I don't care what nobody's saying, no matter what kind of size I am, people wanted me, babes. Like I was bigger, and I'm not saying that when I'm skinny I don't get that much attention, but when I was starting to gain weight, I was getting attention, babes. Like I was getting asked to be taken out on dates and stuff like that. So I was kind of like, oh, okay. So for me, that's why I would say to you guys, like, doesn't matter what size I am, I can pull a dude. Like I know I can get it. Like I know I'm qualified. I know I look good because when I was bigger, I was getting looked at, I was getting talked to. Like nobody made my weight into a big deal. So around that time, I kind of felt like I had like a little bit of an ego that around that time. I know that sounds so bad, even though I was doing things behind this dude's back, but like I got other people sweating me, you know what I'm saying? Like people like this. So I feel like that's another reason why I kind of was still gaining weight and not really caring, because nobody, you know, the dude still wanted it. So I didn't really see an issue with it, right? So of course, one day, I'm gonna get into the story. Hope you ain't got no kids in this, so we could just get through this real quick. Oof. So one day, you know, we had a little hangout, you know, went over to the dude's house, hanging out, whatever. I ate some food and decided to go ahead and get it popping or whatever. And again, I feel like around this time, like I think just because like, you know, like at that point he was like still considered my man, even though I was doing things behind his back. I still wanted to, you know, do things, you know, because he's my man, whatever it was. Because I still, you know, cared about the person, right? So, you know, decided that I wanted to, you know, get on top, because usually this person was a type that, which was another thing that I just did not really connect with him that much. He was more of the type that's just a thumper, like, you know, just quick thump, 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 turn you over, thump, thump, thump. Like, it was really no passion or anything like that. So that's why I'm telling you guys, it was just kind of like one of those weird relationships. I don't even know why I dated that guy. Like, I learned, I hate to say this, but I learned so much about like sexuality and stuff messing with other people or talking to other people around that time, because he didn't do anything. So I hate to say this, I was coming back showing new things, and I don't even know why. I was coming back showing new technique. Like, that sounds so bad, y'all, but you guys just listen. So around this time, the dude decides, like, you know, I decided, okay, I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna just, you know, get on top of whatever. Not that I haven't done it before, but I've obviously done it in like a smaller body or whatever. So, you know, again, I'm not sweating that I gained weight. It's clear as day that I gained weight, so I don't really think a big deal of it. You my man, right? So I ended up getting up top, and then, you know, just trying to, you know, do a little something, and the person and like, again, very awkward in an unromantic way for you to say something like that to somebody. He goes, oh yeah, you gotta lose some weight. Like, you really gotta lose some weight. And I'm just like, you know, like, just, you know, just a little, it was awkward for me. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. That kind of like hurt my feelings a lot, again, because I am like in a relationship with you. Like, why are you like talking to me like that? Like, that's just I like, and I kind of feel like there could have been better ways to say it, and I can't even, you know, I was never really mad at him for that, because, you know, dude was kind of young, so he didn't really understand on how to properly communicate with a significant other. So it was kind of like a learning curve for, I guess, the both of us, I guess. So, yeah, I said it right there. And then, I mean, again, I continued to finish, turn me over and just pop out, pal, you know, whatever it was. Like, you know, regular boring stuff. But let me tell you something, that stuck with me when I went home, but it didn't hinder me. I don't know how to explain it to you. Like, yeah, he said that, but again, I didn't get that vibe from other people, so it didn't really hinder me. But it did cause me to subconsciously lose weight. I'm going with my e.l.f. Stay All Night Blue Light Micro Setting Mist. This is a good one. I mix this. I use this one and I use my one side, but I use this while I'm doing the foundation, like when I'm in the midst of doing my makeup. So yeah. So, like I said to you guys, I didn't really let this conversation that I had with this person kind of hinder me. I didn't really take it like that. Yes, it hurt my feelings because I was dating this person, so it's not the way I would have said it. I would have never said it like that to anybody. So I thought it was just kind of weird the way it communicated, but it is what it is. So around this time, this guy ended up going off to college or whatever, and I had like free will, whatever. So again, I was out there exploring, doing my own thing. I still had a quote unquote dude or whatever, but I mean, life goes on and I was going about my business. So it was about the fall time, not the fall, it was springtime, and he was coming back home, obviously for spring break. So around that time, like I said, I was working really hard on this diet. I hadn't seen him for a while because he didn't come back home for winter break. So I was like, okay, you know, I've been working hard. He hasn't really seen me like that. And around that time, one thing about him, he wasn't really a great communicator. I felt like when he went away to school on campus, that he was living like a double life, which you got out to, yeah. He was living a double life. So I really didn't communicate with him that much. He really didn't call me. I'm not even sure if FaceTime was the thing back then. I don't think so. But I really didn't communicate with him that much. I remember I even offered to go up to the school, drive up to the school to visit him. He denied that offer or whatever, which is weird again. But again, we all know why he did that. So I remember he came back home from college, and I showed up at the house because I was super excited to see him, whatever. I hadn't seen him in a while. I showed up at the house, and at that point I had lost like another like 40 to 30 pounds. So I was looking good, babes. That weight that I gained when I was in the relationship with him, eating, watching movies and fucking, I had gotten rid of all that weight, y'all. So dude shows up. I get out the car and I walk up to him. He goes, "Oh my God, you're so skinny." Of course, I feel like these dudes just never know how to communicate properly. They don't know how to be romantic. They don't know how to have like just a common sense way of talking to a female, just whatever. So he goes, "Oh my God, you look so skinny." Like, wow, like, you know, very excited mode or whatever. But around this time, this dude had already been moving on with a snow bunny at the school, which is crazy as fuck because the snow bunny is a person that he's actually married to currently, I believe. So crazy how that works, right? So you know, like at this time, you know, he's trying to act like, you know, like, "Oh my God, you look so good, you're so skinny," you know, like this and that, trying to be all lovey-dovey. But bro, you had already been cheating on me, moved on with this snow bunny that you was plotting with the entire time you got to that school. That's why you didn't want me to come visit you. But that's besides the point. So he comes in and says, "Oh wow, you look so skinny," or whatever. And I'm like, yeah. So of course I was upset about what he said, but again, I didn't lose the weight because of him. Even when I lost the weight when I was in high school, nobody convinced me to lose weight. I wasn't losing weight for anybody. My doctor recommended that I, you know, try to lose some weight, and I said, okay. Like literally for health reasons, y'all. Every single time I've lost weight, it wasn't for me losing weight to impress somebody or to be skinny for people. It's always for me. Anything that I do in life is for myself. Even though he said that to me and it did crush my soul, that's not how I interpreted the whole thing. I interpreted it like, okay, you're slipping back into the darkness. You need to lose some weight. You got to get your weight down together, you know? Even though it's kind of embarrassing, like, you know, like, you know, just, you know, thinking like, oh my God, am I crushing this guy on top of me in a sense? I kind of thought about that, but then I'm like, there's no way. And what I ended up realizing that it was never about my weight with this person. The person just didn't like me anymore. Like, that's just what it was. Like, that literally is what it was. It never had anything to do with my weight. The person just did not like me anymore. I'm gonna do a little final setter. Alright, y'all, I'm gonna leave a link for this here video in the cards and down below for you guys. I feel like the look came out really cute. Again, I have something I gotta do in a few, so I wanted to make sure that I look, you know, decent. I also have a couple hair videos I have to film. Y'all know, money don't stop over here. Hopefully you guys received the message. The whole moral of the story is whatever you do in life or whatever you do, make sure you do it for yourself. I'm telling y'all, everything that I've done as far as my weight loss journey has been solely for my own health, my own wealth, and for me, for Dominique. I never go out trying to do things to impress other people or get some type of something from somebody. And again, like I said to you guys in the story time, my confidence was high. Obviously, the dude did hurt my feelings a little bit with that comment, because who would want their significant other to just say something so just in the middle, something like that? Like, that shit was super hurtful. But at the same time, I knew that I had to, get my life together. I needed to lose weight. I'm in a relationship. I'm eating a lot of food. We're both gaining weight. And again, at the same time, I'm dealing with a partner that just was not self-aware. Again, do it for yourself. Because at the end of the day, like I say, when you try to do it for other people, they don't recognize that and they don't care.